Welcome to an extraordinary world filled with magic and wonder. Open your mind and let yourself go to a place where every day is Halloween and every night Jack Skellington
I am the Pumpkin King!
dreams of something different.
What is this? It's someplace new.
Jack, look out!
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere.
Haven't you heard of peace on earth and goodwill toward men?
Touchstone Pictures presents the enchanting story of two very special dreamers and the holiday spirit that brought them together. From the imagination of Tim Burton comes The Nightmare Before Christmas.
And what did Santa bring you, honey?
'Twas a long time ago, longer now than it seems, in a place that perhaps you've seen in your dreams. For the story that you are about to be told began with the holiday worlds of old. Now you've probably wondered where holidays come from. If you haven't, I'd say it's time you begun.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Nice work, Bone Daddy.
Welcome back, everybody. Who Popped Your Culture is not live. But we are in Halloween Town in November because it bridges the gap between Halloween and Christmas. Certain people's favorite holidays bridging to other people's favorite holidays. And then in between is my wife's favorite holiday, Thanksgiving, this week. And this month, November, we're talking about one of my favorite movies of all time. That's right, we're doing one film. Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is the new vinyl that just came out in September. I got it for my smallest child. Wanted to bring that in because I think it's awesome. It sounds great. I love the disc on it. It's got that cool, like, it's almost like a flip book. Like when, as the music plays.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot that they did that.
Well, excuse me while I whip this thing out. Yeah, and so it's a 2 LP set, but every side is different. Try not to get, and it's like a scene of the movie, so it plays along with the track.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. Really cool idea.
So Nightmare Before Christmas came out, theatrical release for everybody. There's different release dates, but worldwide, October 29th, 1993. Did you see this in the theaters in the initial run? Okay, me too. And what pulled me in, what made me want to go see it, was the trailer. The kid, after Jack comes as Santa, and the mom... Yeah, when the mom goes, "What did Santa bring you?" and he pulls out the shrunken head.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta see that.
Yeah.
It was love at first sight. It really was.
Yeah, and I think it was like my mother took me and my little brother to see it, and I think she only did it because it was a Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because
technically.
Yeah, like at that point, I was hanging out with the uncle that was showing me all the horror movies already.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like my Halloween was never really a big one for my mom. We had a pretty robust Halloween scene in our neighborhood because it was real closed off.
Yeah,
but like as far as spooky stuff, like that's not my mom's bag. Nor was it my dad's. So it was kind of weird. Like in hindsight, it was kind of weird that my mom brought us to see this movie, but I loved it. What's not to love about it? It's fucking stop motion. And everything looked cool. The songs are great.
Oh man, this soundtrack is, I blow him all the time, but Danny Elfman is the fucking king. And it's cool too, because I mean, he could have easily been the speaking voice for Jack Skellington
Yeah.
as well, because him and Chris Sarandon, like, their voices match so well. Like, I didn't even know it was Danny Elfman singing when I was young.
No.
I knew who he was. I knew he, did Batman and Beetlejuice and Simpsons and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously the music for this. But I didn't know it was him singing.
It's a dead man's party.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know.
I just thought he did the music part.
I did for the longest time. Like even when I got I remember like when I started my DVD collection in high school. I remember I went looking because I was a goth kid in high school, and this is the goth kids Christmas movie and a Halloween movie and fucking every day of the year movie, whatever. But
this is Hot Topic's dream.
Yeah. And I had no idea that Danny Elfman was the voice of Jack Skellington. Like I knew he did the music at that point.
Right.
I could hear Danny Elfman, from a mile away. The second his scores hit, I was like, yeah, that's an Elfman score.
Pee-wee.
Yeah. All of it,
Beetlejuice.
very distinct sound.
Edward Scissorhands.
And honestly, like even though like when Jen and I were watching before we had discussed doing Nightmare for this month, we were looking at the IMDb trying to figure out who did what voice and all that. I completely missed the Chris Sarandon part.
Yeah.
So I learned today
really
that Chris Sarandon was Jack Skellington's speaking voice.
Oh, wow.
And then like thinking back, I was just like, it doesn't sound like Humperdinck at all.
No.
Or the guy or the what's his nuts from fucking Fright Night and shit like that. I was like, how did he make his voice do that? And it's like same thing with Catherine O'Hara. Like Sally doesn't sound anything like Catherine O'Hara to me. Like
when as an adult, if you like visualize her face doing it like in a booth, you can hear it in small waves, like small clips. There's certain phrases she says that I'm like, okay, yeah, now I can hear it.
Yeah, I'd have to go I'd go back and watch again and just be like, is that really? Because like the Beetlejuice, fucking all the oh Jesus Christ, the Christopher Guest stuff.
Yeah,
because that's what she's big at, and then also
Mighty Wind.
Yeah, and then also what's her face McAllister, and also in Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
But in Schitt's Creek, she's affecting a weird a socialite kind of
with a weird fucking accent. Like,
yes,
it's not anything. She's made that up.
She is my favorite in that show. Yeah, she is my favorite in that show.
She's fantastic in that. I love her and everything.
Yeah,
she's hilarious.
She's great. She's an absolute fucking gem.
You said you couldn't make it because of the baby.
But then, I think the one that we really wanted to see, when we were looking up the cast, was we wanted to know who did the voice of the mayor, because it sounded real familiar, and then it's Otho.
Yeah.
Glenn Shaddix.
Yep.
Then I had no idea that Paul Rubens did the voice of Locke, which is kind of like, that one's weird to me because back in high school, my haircut was just like Locke's.
Yeah.
Like I had the little devil horns. And that was, and one of my best man at my wedding, his face was just a circle and he had this giant mouth. So he looked like Beryl. Like with the sunken eyes and everything. Like it was, it was Locke, Beryl. And then we had a girlfriend who was all witchy. So that was it. We were the
Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
The Lock, Shock, and Barrel of that school. So to find out that
awesome.
Paul Rubens did the voice of what it was otherwise my character was always, that was a bit of a, I was like, how did I not know this?
Well, and if it wasn't for Paul Rubens, we might never have gotten the fucking Tim Burton, Danny Elfman joint, because
Yeah.
Paul Rubens is who suggested Danny Elfman to Tim Burton to do the music, because they both just happen to be Oingo Boingo fans. So that's how that all happened. Yeah.
With Pee-wee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that kickstarted it all.
Sure.
And then yeah, Beetlejuice, and then, Paul Rubens obviously in Batman Returns as Penguin's dad.
Yep.
When we first saw it as kids, like there were, what's his name? The old guy that plays scientist, the doctor.
William Hickey.
Yeah, William Hickey. That's the uncle from Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
And
they want you to say the blessing.
Pet store owner from My Blue Heaven.
Yeah.
Shout out to My Blue Heaven. That's a great movie.
Yeah, he's and he's also
in everything.
He's in one of my favorite Tales from the Crypt episodes. It was I just remember seeing the part where he hasn't gone all the way yet. He's just from the waist up. So then he goes to the beach and he's like, he's jacked from the waist up. He's a young guy, but he's got these like skinny little old man legs. He was in a lot of shit back then, and his voice is unmistakable. Though you know exactly who the hell is doing Dr. Finkelstein's voice.
Yeah, the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond is one of the voices, and This Is Halloween. Under Your Stairs.
Yep,
I am the one hiding under your stairs. Yeah,
Greg Proops from fucking Whose Line. He's the Harlequin demon, the devil, and the sax player.
Yeah.
He's the nice work Bone Daddy guy, if I'm not mistaken.
And then in the upright bass, there's a little guy in the middle.
Yep.
And it's Danny Elfman's. It's a caricature of Danny Elfman. If you look really close. It's pretty hilarious.
He's a weird looking guy too.
He is a weird looking guy.
Especially now.
Yeah.
The last
Dude, he's shredded though.
I know. That's what I mean. So like
weird.
he's got this pencil neck and he's got his weird face.
And his weird hair.
And his weird hair. But yeah, I saw a picture of him playing at it may have been the 30th anniversary show. I think it was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, he's sitting there playing guitar with his shirt off, and he looks like he just like the body transformations on some of these older celebrities that I've seen in the last fucking 5 years has been like it's just been shocking. But
yeah, it's wild.
But yeah, that was because I think. Have you ever seen Repo the Genetic Opera?
I don't think so.
That one, oh my God, he's starting to look like fucking Rocky from The Mask. Like with
Rocky Dennis?
Yeah, he looks like Rocky Dennis, like he got fixed.
Yeah, dude, I do kind of see it. Yeah, you're right.
But
I see that.
Yeah, but that was
It's a great movie, by the way. I don't know if you're like me, and you kind of are sometimes, most of the time, 99% of the time. Do you ever get like the urge to buy weird Nightmare Before Christmas stuff when you see it in a store?
Yes, always.
Okay. All right. It's not just me.
It's still in the box. Last year for Christmas, my parents got us a Nightmare Before Christmas cuckoo clock.
Ooh.
It is involved. But it was, we pulled it out of the box and we're like, we have nowhere to put this. But it is super fucking cool. Yeah.
Real quick.
But tchotchkes, Christmas ornaments, like fucking when Spirit opens up, like we go directly to the Nightmare Before Christmas section and we have to stop ourselves from buying everything because we don't have any fucking room. But aesthetically, it is one of the most aesthetically pleasing movies I've ever seen. And like you want little fucking pieces of it everywhere.
Yeah. I'm bad because like like you said, from Halloween to Christmas, it's everywhere.
Mhm.
Last year, I bought a tree skirt.
Mhm.
We had the ornaments. Last year, Walmart always had, or wherever, but they always have like the Hallmark ornaments. Well, they started putting out the VHS covers.
Mhm.
So last year I bought the Little Mermaid for Amanda, and I got the Nightmare Before Christmas one too.
Nice.
But it's like it looks like the little clamshell
Yep.
cases, and it's open. So fucking cool,
Yep.
man. Little shit like that. But like, I'll just see it walking by it, and I'm like, ooh, I need that. And it's,
You got a
but nine
radar
times
for
out of
it.
10, yeah, you'll look at it, and you're like, oh, this is sweet, and then you'll like turn it over and see the price. You're like, I don't need it that bad.
Nope.
It's one of those things, you know.
I was like,
I want it, but I don't want to spend the money for it. Now, if I, didn't have children and responsibilities and all that, different story.
Mhm.
But yeah, like even like Hot Topic, like I'll still stop in Hot Topics. And I mean, usually if I go in there, I'm like going to like see what band shirts they have or something.
Mhm.
But like, it's always Nightmare Before Christmas in there. Like the pops and the little mystery figures. And I'm like, I don't even know. I get somebody like, I'll get the mayor or something, which not
Yeah.
that the mayor's not a cool character, but that's who I'm gonna get. It's like, give me Jack,
Yeah.
give me Zero. I want a little ghost dog to have as a keychain.
Yeah. Yeah. That's always the problem is the mayor's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Mayor's
Like I said, he's cool, and when his head spins, that's cool. We have one of those. It's almost like a snow globe,
Mhm.
but I bought it 2 years, or it might have been last year as well. But they had them at Lowe's, and like it's one of those when you walk by it, it plays,
Mhm.
and it plays This Is Halloween. So I finally had to turn it off because we keep it out year round, and like every time, like when we first got it, Tommy would just like wave his hand in front of it every 5 seconds. I'm like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
This is Halloween. I'm done with it. You're
Like,
ruining it.
No more.
But yeah, I mean, all of my kids love it. Like that's one of those movies that we can watch any time of the year. It doesn't have to be Halloween or Christmas to watch it.
Nice and short.
Yeah,
Was it
an hour, 16 minutes,
something like that? It's like
you're in and out,
I
man.
don't think it's no more than 80 minutes. I don't believe.
Yeah, like on that verge of like it's almost not even long enough to be a movie.
Yeah,
but I mean, fuck, stop motion is tough, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
absolutely.
I don't know how they did it back in the Rankin and Bass specials with fucking Rudolph and Frosty and shit. Like, how the fuck did they do that back then? I mean, that had to have taken forever to do that.
Oh yeah. I mean, like it's
because even in '90, I mean, they started production in '91 because it took 2 years for them to finish it.
Like it. I mean, I think it's fucking. It's something absurd. You're talking like pretty much at least an hour for like a minute.
Yeah.
A minute of footage.
Yeah.
Like stop motion is just it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But it
before
looks,
Christmas
yeah,
and after.
It looks cool as shit. Like that's
dude.
the thing.
And it's a good story. It's such a good story. And I've read and watched videos on it ad nauseum at this point, but like it doesn't need a sequel. I know people ask for it all the time. Fans, they're split whether they want one or not. Like it's too good to mess with it.
I absolutely do not want a sequel.
No,
like,
it's too good.
You know, like it's if you need more of it, just watch it again.
Yeah. Or play the PS2 game Oogie's Revenge. Like that's a good story to keep it going.
Yeah, like that's. I mean, I'm sure I've made the point ad nauseum at this point. But the fucking leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like, and that goes for everything. You know, the down lower on the IMDb, the more like this. It's got, Corpse Bride and Coraline and Frankenweenie and Hocus Pocus. And the Hocus Pocus sequel. Like I won't watch it.
I watched it and I wish I hadn't.
Yeah, I won't do it. Like it's a perfectly contained. Like it gets to the beginning of it. It starts with the boredom. It ends with the return to form. After Jack makes his mistake. Yeah. Like it's great. Like
Well, and Disney's offered him like god awful amounts of money to do it, and he's like, no, because I don't want to mess with it.
no,
Like, what? He's like, what are we gonna do? Send him to Thanksgiving Town or St. Patrick's Day Town?
Yeah.
Like, what is he gonna do? Like, what are we gonna see? Like Jack Skellington meets Leprechaun in space?
I couldn't. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way that it could be
In the
improved on.
hood, you know.
There's no way it could be improved on. And yeah, if I ever see Nightmare Before Christmas Part 2, I might just give up on movies.
I would watch it out of curiosity. I would probably wish I hadn't, but I would watch it out of curiosity.
I'm getting real fucking good about fighting that urge.
Yeah, I'm bad about it.
Yeah, I'm like, this is going to piss me off. I know it's going to piss me off. I'm just not going to watch it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, they've got books out, and then I saw there's a comic series coming out pretty soon. I think next year.
Mm-hmm.
I would like, if they're going to tell a story, I want a prequel story.
Like, I think
because there's theories about why the characters are dead and how they got to the point. Are they dead?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if it's Halloween Town, you can't necessarily just assume that they're quote unquote dead. Like they could still be, I guess, technically living beings, or at least well, I guess if they're spirits, they are dead. But you know what I mean? It's just like I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I don't want them to do it.
Yeah.
Like I would say if they're gonna do like a continued story or anything like that in the comic book, like you gotta. I mean, like Santa Claus has to run into a problem, and he has to go and ask Jack for help. Like something like that.
Yeah.
Because it still has to be Christmas. Because sending Jack to any of the other holiday towns is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't.
There's no benefit to doing that. Because Halloween and Christmas, they're kind of like polar opposites.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like one is dark and scary, the other one's bright and happy. Like that's like the only to me that's the only thing that could possibly. Like, only thing that could actually service the actual, like, the existing story already is that, like, you got to put Jack and Santa back together, and you got to figure out a way to do that makes sense. So it's probably got to be, like, Santa coming to Halloween Town for help with something, and I don't even know. Like, maybe, I mean, you know, Krampus is gotten huge in the last 10 years. You know, maybe Krampus is making trouble in Christmas Town, and Jack has to
bring him back to Halloween Town and
or like like help Santa figure out how to deal with him because he's injecting all this spooky shit into Christmas Town and it's upsetting the balance.
Yeah,
or something like that. But that's the only thing I can see. That's the only thing I can see, and it's
I like that, and I'm gonna add to it. And Krampus is the reason why Oogie Boogie is so mean.
Could be.
Krampus controls Oogie Boogie.
Could be.
In Halloween Town. I like that. We're on to something. Maybe we should write it.
We'd probably be better. We'd probably do it better than
somebody at Disney.
Yeah, than anybody working at Disney right now.
That's cool too. Like, I mean, the story behind, you know, the movie, you know, it started as a poem that Tim Burton wrote while he was animating at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of just sat on it forever. He made Vincent and Frankenweenie, the original Frankenweenie, not the one that, you know, that came out later.
Mm-hmm.
And then did, you know, Pee-wee and Beetlejuice and Batman. And then he just kept coming back to that story. And then when he finally wanted to make it, he had to go with his tail between his legs and crawl back to Disney and be like, okay, you own it, but I really want to do it, or at least have the story told finally, because he didn't direct it, which to me, I get it's Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas because he wrote the initial story and obviously he produced it and had a hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was working on Batman Returns when they were filming this movie.
Right.
So he basically had, somebody going back and forth between sets, telling them what to do, kind of. And Henry Selick, I mean, they went to school together, so they'd known each other forever at that point.
Sure. And yeah. I mean, with the, you kind of, whether he's directing it or not, he's got to have a hand in it. And and
I mean, that whole world is just, that's a Tim Burton thing,
It's what I imagine what like the inside of his head looks like.
Yeah, he dreams in that style and font.
Have you ever read his book of poems?
I haven't read the whole thing, but I traditionally, if I buy a book, it sits on my shelf.
Right, but it was what is it, Oyster Boy or something like that?
Yeah,
like, and all
something
those.
like that. I've seen like the pictures of stuff.
I bought it. It was just in Barnes and Noble, and I saw it, and it was like right around when it was released. So I was just like, "Fucking Tim Burton!" I can't walk by something that was made by Tim Burton and not own it. And I did eventually. I wound up giving it away to one of my buddy's ex-wife back when I was rooming with him, because she was like, that was like her favorite book of all time, and she couldn't get a copy of it for less than, like, she couldn't find a copy of it because it went out of print.
Yeah.
At least at the time. And yeah, she couldn't, she was just like, I don't have $100 to spend on a book. I'm like, I have that book. Do you want it? Here. And it was like her favorite person there for a while. But it's all like, it's so disturbing.
Yeah.
Everything in it is disturbing. And like the mind of Tim Burton is, it's a weird place. It's a weird place.
Well, because even like, I mean, most of his movies are live action, obviously, but it's like, even like his regular movies are so like animated.
Mm-hmm.
Like even going back to Pee-wee, I mean, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is, I mean, the character of Pee-wee Herman is just over the fucking top. Paul Reubens was a genius.
Yeah.
And I don't say that just because he's no longer with us. I was saying that when I was a kid, I thought he was a genius.
Yeah.
He was hilarious. My parents loved them because they saw the HBO special.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, everything about it. It's like the creepy clown when his bike initially gets stolen and it's spinning around the chains, and the snakes outside of the
yeah.
The Amazing Larry. It's such an odd character, Indian with a mohawk.
Yeah.
Or Native American with a mohawk. Excuse me.
It's live action cartoons is what he does.
Yeah.
Like in the one of my favorite things about Pee-wee is that like you watch it, especially you watch it as an adult, and I mean even I recognize it as a kid. Like despite the fact that everything is bright and colorful, it's still fucking terrifying. Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure is way more of a horror,
dark story, dude.
It's way more of a horror movie than it lets on.
Large Marge?
Yeah.
That was freaky as fuck as a kid.
Scared the absolute shit out of me when I was a
but
kid.
It's awesome as an adult. You're like, fuck yeah, Large Marge is cool. Oh, man. But yeah, by the way, speaking of Beetlejuice, they just wrapped filming yesterday, I believe.
Did they?
On the second one, yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
I am.
I am not looking forward to that.
It's got Michael Keaton back, man.
I know.
It's like Batman. Still. I got to see it.
Like I just don't have any faith anymore. Like they've beaten it out of me. Which is,
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of Tim Burton's newer stuff just kind of like,
what has he been up to?
Not in. I don't know. Something with Johnny Depp in it.
James and the Giant Peach. Like he went all in on the claymation there.
Yeah, James and the Giant Peach was pretty cool too.
I mean, he was just a producer on that, but
yeah.
And then I think that was another thing too with Nightmare Before Christmas, because he hadn't done it before.
Yeah.
And even though he had his Batman Returns stuff going, I think like he kind of got his feet wet with Nightmare, and that was when he's just like, I want to do more of this.
Yeah.
So then that was by the time he got to Corpse Bride, he was ready to direct.
Yeah, Corpse Bride was a weird kind of like sleeper for me. Like I remember it coming out, but I don't think I saw it. I know I have it on DVD. I remember going to Walmart at midnight to get it when it came out on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember seeing it in the theaters, and I may have. I know I saw Coraline
Mm-hmm.
because I knew it was directed by Henry Selick, and I was like, I kind of want to see this, and it looked awesome, and that's a great movie, and it's a fucked up story,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, but like Tim Burton, he did, Sweeney Todd and stuff, and like the musical's cool, but like the movie, I just don't feel like it translated very well. And then like the Willy Wonka thing, it's like,
Yeah, should have left that alone.
Alice in Wonderland, he did, and it's like Johnny Depp and Helen Bonham Carter. It's like I'm good.
Yeah,
They don't have to
I
be in
think
all of your movies.
I think he's just at that point he's just like Johnny hasn't worked in a while, and they're like, let me put my wife in it too, and yeah. It was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Corpse Bride in the same year.
Yeah,
and Sweeney Todd 2
that
years
was
later.
0506.
Yeah. Oh, both were 05.
Okay.
And then Sweeney Todd 07, Alice in Wonderland 2010. Then he did Dark Shadows, which I still haven't watched. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things. I dated a girl whose brother was obsessed with the Dark Shadows show.
The show, yeah.
And I was
What
just
was
kind of
the name? Barnaby Jones,
something like that.
Barnabas Jones, something like that.
Yeah, Barnaby is the name of the main character. But I don't know if it's Barnaby
Jones,
but,
I think.
But the taking that very serious soap opera and then turning it into a Tim Burton thing.
Yeah,
don't really care. Then Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember anything of it, like anything from it.
I don't remember that one.
That was in 2016. Then he did Dumbo, which I'm pretty sure did well.
That's the one. Danny DeVito's in it, right?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
I think I saw like the first 20 minutes or something, turned it off.
And then I guess he did 4 episodes of Wednesday. That was I think that was the most recent.
I still haven't watched that.
Yeah, neither have I. I don't care. It's not like I like Jenna Ortega a lot, but Christina Ricci.
Well, she'll be in Beetlejuice too.
I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form. She is a hot commodity right now.
Yeah. Well, and it does make sense now because now she's going to be in everything Tim Burton does from here on out.
She's the next Helena Bonham Carter.
Who would you consider? Okay, not Jack Skellington. Who would you consider your next favorite character of?
Well, he's not even my favorite character to begin with.
Okay, well, who's your favorite character to begin with?
Oogie Boogie.
Ah, yeah.
I like the colors, like in his lair. Like I like that everything goes blacklight.
Yeah.
For the Oogie Boogie scenes, I like the casino,
the showboat casino type thing.
I love it. I love all that. The slot machines, the dice, the roulette wheel of death.
You're joking! You're joking! I can't believe my ears!
Like all that, yeah. And then I don't know, it's just something about it. I remember, and for the longest time, I always thought that the shadow on the moon was like Oogie Boogie's like that was how he could manifest himself outside of it for the longest time before I realized that they just happened to look almost identical, but they're not the same person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's truly, Oogie Boogie. It's the one character that I love above all else, all others. Looks great. My favorite song.
Yeah.
In the whole movie.
I mean, it's up there for sure. That's one that it'll get stuck in my head.
Well, it's that I don't know if I would call it blues or jazz. but it
Jazz
sounds
Blues Festival. Yeah.
it sounds more. I don't. It's just it sounds so different compared to the rest of the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like everything else is very musical, like
Mhm.
very Broadway about it,
Yeah.
and Oogie's is it's just a
Like a New
fucking
Orleans.
a bopping fucking track, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think what my favorite song from it would actually be. Cause like I'll find myself like randomly, like traditionally, like when I'm shopping in Walmart or something like that, is when I'll do a lot of random singing,
Mhm.
just like down the aisles. And I'll find myself like even in like summertime, I'll randomly go, and they call him Sandy Claus. Claus. Like just out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's July. But I'll do it. It's hilarious. That one always kind of sticks out. Jack's Lament, obviously, when he talks about guy from Kentucky's Mr. Unlucky. That's a great line. I love that. Since I'm dead, I can take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotations.
And since I am dead, I can take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotations.
Danny Elfman's delivery is just fantastic. What's This? I could probably not ever hear again because that seems to be the song that everybody likes.
Yeah, I mean this is one. I mean I've seen the movie so many fucking times over the course of my life that I would probably say that the music from this kind of weasels its way into like regular everyday either thoughts or conversations, at least in my house.
Yeah.
Like the wife and I will be talking, and then chunks of Nightmare Before Christmas songs wind up in the conversation, or often parodied. Like she'll say something. She'll put two words together that are in one of these songs, and then next thing you know, we're singing
it.
our conversation.
Yeah.
The one thing that I will say that it's kind of surprising as of yet is I don't have any Nightmare Before Christmas tattoos. It's always been like on the list, but I've never pulled the trigger on it.
That's one of those things that if I were to ever get a tattoo, that's like top 5 for me.
And it won't ever just be one either.
Yeah.
Like I have a big chunk of space right here that has nothing on it.
Oh, that'd be a good spot for Oogie Boogie.
Well, I was thinking of doing because I have a pinup on the other side of this forearm, and I was going to do Sally, like a pinup of Sally.
That'd be sweet.
Doing the rabbit pose.
Yeah.
From the Playboy covers with the legs up as the ears. Yeah, I don't know what the Oogie one would be. But it would, I'd have to put that someplace else and have to find the right artist to do it. Because I've seen some really bad fucking Nightmare Before Christmas tattoos.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about like, Disney, but they're either like really good or really bad.
One of the biggest mistakes that I see is it's eyes.
Yeah.
Like I had a guy a guy I used to work with. He got a big like half sleeve, like full like with a like all the main characters, and they fucking like filled in all the eyes of Lock, Shock, and Barrel. So they just have like black hollow eyes, and it's the first thing you see, and I'm just like, and you can't fix it because it's all blacked out.
Yeah.
Like there's no way to undo it, to like white it out or whatever. So I've been gun shy about pulling the trigger on a Nightmare Before Christmas tattoo.
Yeah, like,
but it needs to be redressed.
Yeah, anything like that is tough. You want a top-notch person doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want just Joe Sixpack giving you a prison tattoo.
Nope.
The mayor over your heart.
Yeah. 'Cause that's what it'd be too. It'd just be like, I want a Nightmare Before Christmas tattoo. And just like we were saying with the little fucking mystery toys and shit.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, just give me a
I
Nightmare
got
Before
you,
Christmas
fam.
tattoo. You figure it's like, I got you, bro. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, and you come out of your whatever trance you're in when you're getting a tattoo, and you got the mayor, and it's just like,
that's not what I wanted.
motherfucker. Like this is your first. This is where you go. The mayor.
Yeah, give me the nice work Bone Daddy guy if you're gonna go that route.
Right, at least that guy, like I mean, the mayor is great for his neurosis.
Yeah,
like that's the every best line that the mayor has is usually when he spins his head and it's the sad face.
Yeah,
Jack.
Like it's like his Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing.
Yeah,
he's got going on.
Yeah, but it's an important one.
Yeah.
It's an important movie, and it's important for the claymation scene. Like it's fucking like stop motion was kind of already out.
Mm-hmm.
Like all your Christmas movies were the only ones, and they were what 40 years old or whatever by the time this came out.
Yep.
But it gave it's one of the things that Tim Burton will always be is the one that made goth shit mainstream.
He's his own style, really.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. It's wacky because like even like you were talking about that book, and I'd kind of like done, especially when I was like really big into like my like Batman resurgence of like the 89, 92, but just like his sketches of like the Penguin and shit are so fucking just makes you uneasy almost.
Yeah.
And I mean, Danny DeVito's makeup in that movie makes you uneasy, but just his the aesthetic of everything. It's just like it's unsettling.
Yeah,
but it's beautiful in an unsettling way.
Yep.
It's I don't know. You said that's how he thinks.
Yeah, his art style was, it's wholly different, but had the same effect as the art in the Scary Stories books.
Mm-hmm.
Like just terrifying, and in no way should ever be handed to a child. But that's what they were intended for.
Yeah.
I just clicked on the quotes section on the IMDb, and the one that stuck out because it's fucking hilarious. It's Santa. Haven't you ever heard of peace on earth and goodwill towards men? And lock, shock, and barrel in unison. No.
Haven't you heard of peace on earth and goodwill toward men?
Man, they're great characters.
Yeah.
And how Jack just trusts them to like go get Santa and
little agents of chaos. Leave your Oogie Boogie guy out of this. And where do they go? They immediately just fucking stuff them down the pipe. Very clear. Like that's the funny thing about it is they're very clearly more loyal to Oogie Boogie than they are to Jack. And it's just like you have the most important fucking job. Take your weird fucking bathtub and go kidnap this childhood hero.
Yeah. Not the fucking Easter Bunny.
Always worth the rewatch. You can, like you were saying, you can watch it any time of year.
This is like you can watch this movie on your lunch break.
Yeah.
Realistically,
It helped build my personality. That's kind of it's just fucking
a musical, but like it had a little bit more of a story. Like the songs progress the story. Like, and sometimes in Disney movies, they're just like kind of there, and you're just like, why is this song here? Just like a random like upbeat song in the middle of a nothing scene, and you're like, what the fuck? Why? This makes no sense. Or like Elvis movies. Those are my favorite go-tos. Like, why the fuck is he singing Old MacDonald in the back of a fucking truck? Fuck. Why? But like, yeah, I think this movie is probably what like led me into like Rocky Horror
Mm-hmm.
and Grease and shit like that. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a big part of childhood for me, and it was always one like something about like it's like one of those memories that like when you watch it, or like I remember like every time I watch it, I can think of like opening the old clamshell case and the way it smelled and like
Mm-hmm.
that weird plastic smell. And like, I always liked to watch this movie when I was sick when I was a kid.
Hmm.
It always just made me feel better because the songs and stuff and something about it is like it's weird. Just those kind of memories that come back when you watch a movie from when you were a kid. My kids love it. That makes it so much better. That tells me, like, especially in 30 years later, my
Yeah,
kids
it's
can
got
watch
staying
it.
power.
Yeah, my kids can watch it and have the same appreciation that I have for it. Tells me it was good. I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of the thing, and it's one of the reasons I love it when we talk about these movies that have 20 plus years old, because they just knew better. They knew, like, they were the people in they're in the business at the time, like they knew what they were doing, and that yeah they yes, his later work did start to kind of fall off, but it back then with the Batman, Pee Wee, Beetlejuice, Nightmare, all that stuff, it all holds up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. And the funny thing is, with his style too, it does not. It, like, you really can't tell. Like with Pee Wee a little bit more, because of like the '80s style.
Mm-hmm.
But like the quality of the filmmaking itself, like it doesn't look as old as it is.
No.
And the same thing for, with Beetlejuice and Batman. Like, whenever I watch Beetlejuice, I always forget how old Alec Baldwin is.
That's
You
the
know,
first
like,
thing I notice every time.
yeah,
Alec
I'm just like,
Baldwin,
I
how
was like,
young
oh
he is in that
wow,
movie, and Gina Davis's hair
yeah,
is what
it-
gives it away. That's
yeah.
really the only thing.
But it like, yeah, visually, it's just it still holds up. Like, like, it's you watch fucking Stranger Things with modern day Winona Ryder. I mean, and she still looks fantastic for she's aged very well.
Very well.
But then you go back and you watch Baby Winona,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh fuck, but it still looks great, and it just kind of, it makes the whole the rewatchability that much easier, or it makes it more rewatchable.
Yeah, and now, like, I've seen Batman '89 so many times, like, I mean, I can recite it front and back, sideways, whatever. I know all the Prince songs, and I know when it's going to be a Prince song, when it's going to be a Danny Elfman song, and
Mm-hmm.
I've I've watched so many interviews with Danny Elfman over the years, and I still to this day wish, like, because that's what they originally wanted. They wanted them to work together,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish we would have got that. Just
Yeah, that would
one
have been
song.
interesting.
It would have been so fun.
That would have
Because
been
I
real
mean,
interesting.
Prince can do anything,
Yep.
and honestly, I mean, Danny Elfman's got his style, but I think they could have came up with something really fucking cool. And I mean, and now watching it, like, the only thing I look at when I watch that movie, other than how badass of a person Michael Keaton is,
Mm-hmm.
but like, I wish that Jack Nicholson was still like at least that age and working,
Yeah. Oh man.
because I miss Jack Nicholson in movies. Just
Yeah.
his presence, like, brought, even like in later shit like Anger Management.
Yeah.
Just that GIF alone that I send and that everybody sends,
The nod.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that, dude.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever not liked a Jack Nicholson movie, to be perfectly honest.
I can't think of one.
No, because even like what was it, As Good as It Gets?
Yeah, it's a great
That
movie.
one, fantastic fucking movie.
Yeah.
And that was like, I remember that
That
at that
eccentric fucking Jack Nicholson germaphobe. It's so weird.
when I saw that one, it was that was not a kind of movie that I liked. at the
No,
time, the
no.
first time I saw
Too
it. I was
fucking
just like,
serious, dude.
and I was just like, this is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
It
I was
really is.
watching Dumb and Dumber every day when that movie came out
Yeah.
still. At some point, we'll have to do like a collective Tim Burton kind of thing.
Yeah. It's so many of his movies are, informed who we
Those will
became.
be hard to rank.
Yeah.
Where can they get merch?
Mudamerch.com, mudamerch.com for all your heels and quads, who popped your culture, some weird stuff that I put up there myself. That's where we have all of our merch. It comes out real nice. TeePublic does good work.
Fantastic work. I'm
Yeah.
actually kind of shocked how. And all this, I mean, even the regular shirts, it's not that really thick ass Gildan heavy stock bullshit shirt where one wash and your collar's all crinkled bacon bullshit.
Although that is
hate.
an option. That's my preferred option, honestly.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I like the 100% cotton.
I can't do it, man.
It's my go-to.
I like that soft. I like the soft shirts. I like the way they feel on my nipples. I feel like with the thicker shirts, it like mats my chest hair. Like it feels like I got mange or something.
I can understand. Usually it takes the thick ones take a couple extra washes before they get comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's my preferred. But you got options. You got options out the ass. You got t-shirts, baseball shirts, you get hoodies, fucking
polos,
whatever.
Posters, fucking tote bags, cell phone case, coffee mugs.
Yeah.
I mean everything. If it's an option to print on, they'll do it.
Yep.
And if they don't, we can send an email and try to figure it out how they can make it.
Yep.
Van Halen videos, I hit a wall, but they'll be coming soon. If I don't have one up, I guess today, time of this being posted, Monday the 20th. If you're watching it later, it'll already be out. So find it. Muda's working on Horror Isle. At some point, it will be. We all kind of just hit a fucking like creative wall.
Yeah. I'm gonna be putting some serious thought into what the next one is gonna be. That the special thing I'm still working on, but it's taking longer than I expected, so I'm gonna get back on the Horror Isle train. Should be a Rob Zombie video out the weekend of Thanksgiving. I'm gonna force myself to make a fucking decision.
That's what you got to do, man. That's what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Making a decision. Monday the 27th will be the Hall of Fame. It won't be live. It'll be live to tape. It'll premiere, and I'll be in the chat to watch along with anybody who watches the Hall of Fame. It's usually a pretty big episode. I do a lot of video packages, and it's got bells and whistles on it. It's fun. It's a fun time. Then on Thursday, I believe the 30th. Yes, Thursday the 30th, we have a special interview. Not sure if Levi's going to be a part of it because it's super early in the morning. He's got a regular job, unlike myself. So, but either way, it's going to be a pretty badass. It has to do with music. I don't want to give it away. But yeah, it's a pretty cool interview that I'm going to be doing, at least me. And then one more thing, December Saturday. So that week is a busy week. We got Hall of Fame Monday, interview on Thursday, and then Saturday, the 2nd of December, the final Kiss concert. Of course, they're streaming it on pay-per-view. So I'm going to host. That is going to be the return of Alive because I'm going to live stream it pre and post show of the last Kiss concert. It's a big fucking deal to me. It's still real to me, damn it. But I'm going to post the StreamYard link in the comments. I'll pin it. That way, if you want to come on and share Kiss memories or Kiss story, and you're not at the concert, we can kind of hang out together. Obviously, I'm not going to watch the concert on a live stream because I'll probably be crying. And I'm not going to do that on a live stream. Not yet, anyways.
Don't forget, folks, being a jive-ass bitch is bad for your health.
Amen. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.